Good morning, Patriots, and welcome to your CCR lesson entitled Wellness During Finals, brought to you by the Beckman Counseling Team. Go ahead and navigate to your grade level CCR Google Classroom. You should have already joined the Google Classroom, but if you haven't, the 9th grade join code is JG60TTN. The 10th grade join code is H5UGKQO. The 11th grade join code is T3D4R3N. And the 12th grade join code is NELNSG5. I'll give you a second to navigate to your Google Classroom. Go ahead and open your Google Classroom and click on the Pear Deck slide deck so that you can interact with the slides. So we understand that finals are important, but we also recognize your health and overall well-being are important too. Being prepared is a great way to minimize the stress associated with finals. Let's start with how you're feeling today about finals week. This is an interactive slide deck. It's a Pear Deck, so we want you to go ahead and circle the corresponding face that represents your mood when you think about finals week. Are you feeling green, like you're super excited about finals? You feel like you're going to be prepared. Maybe you're yellow and you're neutral. You're not happy, you're not sad, you're not really anxious, you're just, it's coming. Maybe you're feeling a little anxious, you're orange, or you're a little bit nervous, or maybe you're just like totally upset and you wish that finals did not exist. And you can circle the red, which is kind of like the mad face. So I just want to gauge how you're feeling before we start the lesson. All right, so I made a little video for you with the Beckman students. And so it just gives some really good study tips for finals and how to take care of yourself. Let's watch this now. Hi, I'm Erin Charles, the freshman counselor. Since finals are something new to most freshmen, it can oftentimes be stressful. So what are some tips to prepare? Make sure you create a study plan so you know when you're going to study for certain subjects. Having a planner to keep track of this is helpful. When the time comes to study, figure out the best way for you to study. Maybe it's a study group or study alone. Figure out what environment you learn in best. It will help you study better. No matter what, turn off your electronics, including phone, TV, and music. It will help you stay focused. During the week of finals, make sure you take care of yourself. You can review your notes and study guides, but do not cram the night before. Instead, focus on some self-care and relieve stress by working out, meditating, or hanging out with friends. Make sure to get plenty of sleep, eat a healthy, balanced diet, and take short breaks. Take care of you. The test is here. During the test, make sure to listen to any instructions the teacher has for you. And it's always good to go through the whole test and answer the easy questions first. Then later, you can go back to the more difficult questions and focus on those. But take a deep breath, relax, and your finals will be done in no time. I like that video, don't you? I think it has some really good tips. All right, now we're going to talk about setting up a productive workspace. So go ahead, because this is interactive, type in the text box and tell me what your workspace looks like right now. Maybe it's really productive and it looks like this cartoon where you've got a nice chair, a table, some good light, maybe a plant, you've got your device. Just let me know what your workspace looks like right now and how maybe you can think about ways to make your workspace more productive. With technology all around us, it's easy to get distracted and procrastinate when you're studying. Go ahead and drag the red dot to the form of technology that is most distracting for you. Be aware of this as you study to avoid having this item in your workspace. So what is distracting you the most? Is it your phone, the computer, maybe TV's on, or you're playing video games while you're studying? And this is just going to give you some awareness of something you might need to turn off or remove while you're studying. Next is eating healthy. Keep yourself healthy during finals week and the upcoming week before finals, and maybe all year long. Type in the chat box and let me know what some of your favorite healthy snacks are. You want to make sure you're including some protein, some greens, some fruit, maybe some whole grains. It's okay to have a donut every once in a while, but you just want to make sure you're not overloading on junk food. You want to make sure your brain has the proper nutrients for maximum performance. Can't wait to see what some of your favorite healthy snacks are. Many of you probably already know that another great strategy is making flashcards or finding topics on Quizlet with already made flashcards. If you haven't used it before, check it out. I've actually put the link for Quizlet in this slide deck. It's a great way to quiz yourself. If you want to make physical flashcards by cutting up paper or using index cards, you would put the topic on one side and then the answer on the other, and you would practice quizzing yourself over and over. Exercise is another great way to keep your brain fully engaged and ready to learn. I encourage you to schedule exercise into your study plan. Exercise helps your brain increase retention, process information, it increases your attention span. Type in the text box an exercise you enjoy and can incorporate into your study routine. While you guys are entering your favorite kind of exercise, I'll just share, I really like yoga for my form of exercise, and I really enjoy cardio and weightlifting. Those are my two go-tos. I've also been incorporating some speed jump rope because it's something that doesn't require a lot of space or equipment. So really think out of the box of what kind of exercise you can do or what kind of exercise you're already enjoying. Just as important as exercise is sleep. Teens should get 8 to 10 hours of sleep in a 24-hour period. This helps maximize your brain's ability to make connections. If you can't get that many hours of sleep at night, try taking short naps as well, because this can rejuvenate your brain in between studying. And then just let me know by typing in the number how many hours of sleep you're currently getting. Okay, one really important thing about sleep, which is like amazing, is that when you're learning new information, your brain cells are actually growing new connections, and sleep actually helps the cells grow and make these connections. So it is just like so important for you guys to be getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. One of the best ways to retain information is retelling it to a study pal. So I know it's been a lot harder getting together with people during this whole COVID thing. And I just encourage you to maybe create a virtual format if possible, or studying outside. So one of the ways that you guys can work together is by quizzing each other with flashcards, just even saying the information out loud to each other, and then also incorporating exercise when you are studying. So if you're walking, you can be talking and reflecting on the information at the same time. So try something new. So this slide is just a little review of what we've kind of been talking about. So the best way to study is to 1, make flashcards, 2, test yourself, 3, meet up with a study pal, and 4, test one another and talk about the material. Another great tip I suggest is creating a study plan. Check out this sample study plan I put together. Note the importance of making flashcards, studying by testing yourself with the flashcards, exercising, studying with a peer, taking naps between studying, eating healthy snacks when you're studying. If you click on the title, Create a Study Plan, to start your plan going, click here and you'll see I've created a form for you to type in your study plan for the week before finals and then actually finals week. And I want you to start putting in here when you're going to make flashcards, when you're going to sleep, when you're going to meet up with a study pal, when you're going to exercise, when you're going to do something that you enjoy and take a break, when you're going to communicate with teachers, when you're going to eat, snack, all that stuff. So go ahead and take the next 5 minutes to create your study plan. And again, this is just a draft, but it'll get you, starting to plan. So from 6 to 7, you guys are in class, but after class, I want to see what your plan is for study. So go ahead and take the next 5 minutes. Here are some tips for you to try during your finals. So test day is here. Here are a few tips for you on test day. And I want you to drag the little thumbs up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little thumbs up. And I want you to drag them to the things that you're actually willing to try during finals. Are you going to try reading the directions first or scanning the test first so that you can answer the questions you know first? Go back and check your work. If you find yourself becoming overwhelmed, use your breath to relax. This actually really works. You start feeling that test anxiety or feelings of being overwhelmed, take a deep breath through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and that will calm your body down. And I want you to think about relying on your first impressions. Have you ever been in a multiple choice test and your first impression was, I know A is the answer, but then you kind of hem and haw and go back and forth and you end up picking C. Now, while it's not always right, you want to try to rely on your first impressions. Okay, another way to reduce test anxiety or that nervous or anxious feeling before a test, and a way to reduce this feeling is to strike a power pose before the test. So I know this sounds very cheesy, and even this picture of like Superwoman and Superman is super cheesy, but it actually works. So think right now, who's your favorite superhero? Type it in the chat box for me. I'm dying to know. And you're going to envision yourself as this superhero. So as you're walking into the classroom, you're actually doing this in your head. You're like, okay, I'm Superwoman. You're going to put your hands on your hips. You're going to take a deep breath. And you're going to tell yourself, I got this. So with that, doing that, it builds your confidence. It takes away that feeling of nervousness. Putting that breath in there, it just makes you feel really strong and ready. So it's definitely something to try, even though it sounds kind of cheesy. All right, we're just going to take a minute to review all of the study tips shared with you in this lesson and think about the ones you will actually incorporate in your routine. Okay, so set up a productive workspace, create a study plan, turn off your phone or any other electronics that are distracting you, make flashcards, test yourself with the flashcards, talk about the material with a study pal, exercise, eat healthy, take breaks, get plenty of sleep, strike that power pose before the exam. When testing, answer the questions you know first. Pay attention and take notes in class so you can refer back to those notes when you're studying. Go back and check your work of your final if you have time left after you complete your test. Now, from all of these things we discussed, I want you to go ahead and type in a response to me and just tell me two things from this lesson that you're willing to try during finals week. Go ahead and take the next 30 seconds or so just to tell me two small things that you're going to try. Are you going to eat healthier, get more sleep, meet up with a study group? What are you going to do? Just let me know. All right, now that you've created a plan and learned tips to help you prepare for finals, I just want to know if your feelings have changed about finals week. So please circle the face that best describes how you're feeling now that you've got these tips, you have a plan. Are you super excited and happy now because you've got some tips and a plan? Maybe you're still neutral. Maybe you're still feeling a little bit anxious, or maybe you're just like totally overwhelmed and unhappy. I want to know how you're feeling. So hopefully, my hope for you is that you feel better equipped for finals week. Your BHS counseling team wishes you the best of luck. You got this, Patriots. Have a good finals week.